Okay. So we just typed in
C major backing tracks is what we're searching on.
C major backing.
Just turn the speakers on. Turn this down. So now, basically, all the notes that you'd be playing in these scales here are gonna work perfectly with any chord progression that these will give you, right? Most of these are gonna be in 4/4, so like 2, 3, 4, 1. So like if you're, what you want to do is basically here. This is where you'll start connecting like some of the rhythm stuff that we've learned with like melody, right? Because now we're playing the notes on the scale. Like basically all this stuff is basically all the scales you'd be singing and everything as well.
Yeah.
So once you're connecting the two, you'll be a lot better at both essentially.
Sweet.
Now let's see. I wonder what this one sounds like. This one's reggae backing track in C major. This is an ad for the,
I thought it was a real track.
this is the mini wah. Yeah, have you seen these? They're
No.
pretty crazy.
What is it?
It's one of those wah pedals, but like look how small it is. Sorry, I had a bit of an ADD moment.
I had no idea they were even.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
wow.
see how small they are though, yo? See how small it is?
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know. They're making all these effects like small and shit. Okay, this one's actually not that bad. That's what I thought, yeah. So here, a good thing to do. Let's see how long this is. Okay, it's pretty long. So all these chords are going to be in the C major scale, right? So a good thing to do, first thing you want to do is like find like the rhythm of it. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So now you have whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, 16th notes, anything kind of in between with ties and all that kind of stuff. But what you want to start doing is 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2. Just start messing around with the scale over the track and see what like the different notes sound like with the different chords. Just so you can start hearing it. Maybe you can start doing stuff like this too. When you're playing scales, you don't really want to get into a habit of going up and down like this, but just to kind of get used to the scale but try to make up like little riffs and stuff that you can play. If you're playing eighth notes, quarters would be like 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 halves, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You can even just kind of repeat notes, right? And see what they sound like. With any of the, like, it's just experiment, right? But see, you want to try to kind of, when you're playing scales, when you want to play, scales are essentially for doing like two things: creating melodies, creating chord progressions. If you're playing single note stuff, that's melody. So you want to try to create melody. Melody is notes that, like, when you hear a song, whatever the singing part is, that's a melody. So essentially you want to try to create stuff that sounds musical, stuff that like you can relate to, like you can sing as well. So like, you know, start with playing there. Do the same thing here. It's really good to start with 1 or 2 strings at a time rather than playing the whole thing. Like, it's good to try to get really good at, like, see how many things you can do with the smallest amount of information. The more you can do with a smaller amount of information, you'll use like a larger amount of information more wisely. So like, that's really good to do. But that would be a really good thing to do with like playing the scale. If you want to just think rhythmically, like so that you're kind of like playing certain notes and stuff like that, and then as you get better with them, like then you can. So like yeah, once you start to like get some licks and like you get comfortable with the scale and stuff like that, you can. That's like kind of what it'll grow to. Or like if, you know, depending on like the style and stuff like that. I just tried to kind of play something that would kind of relate to the track, but whatever style it may be, kind of thing. That's just basically how like the scales will kind of play a simple part. Like that's a simple kind of simple way to kind of go about.
I can't wait, Gurudev.
Yeah, one thing that's really important though, like I said though, is get really good at just one scale at a time. And then
Oh wow.
then eventually.
Wow.
And then like once you can do that, like comfortably, and like you can even do like try to mess around with going up and down the notes. Like don't always go like in one direction. Try to maybe go like just try to like make up some little patterns where you're kind of going up and down. So just that'll kind of make you memorize the scale a little bit better, so that you don't have to start from the top of it. You can kind of start from the middle of it if you need to. You know what I mean?
I like
so,
that.
Yeah. So that's good to do. Like try to like maybe even pick a weird note. Like maybe try to play like F and then try to start from F. Like there's your F. Start from A.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And then, you know, so like maybe play, you know, there's tons of like tons of things you can do with it. So
I love
pick
it.
a note and like start from the top, start from the bottom, wherever. Like ascend, descend. Try to play as many ways as you can so you can master as much as possible.
Gurudev, great lesson. Respect
All
to
right.
you.